Now this is a stress strain graph of a wire which is loaded. So a wire is loaded with a certain quantum of weight, then the weight is gradually increased and the load is released, increased and the load is released. Whenever the load is released, some extra load is added to it. In this way the experiment is carried on, and at the same time a graph is drawn between the ratio of the change in length by original length along the x-axis and strain, which is defined as force per unit area. Now there is a direct proportionality between stress and strain in the region OA. Here Hooke's law is obeyed. It is a very small region, about 0.3% of the original length, but it is an average value because different metals or metallic wires which are drawn into sheets or which are drawn into fine wires have different percentage where the stress and strain are directly proportional. Here the region of the graph OA is a straight line showing that stress is directly proportional to strain. That means Hooke's law is directly obeyed, and the point A is called the proportional limit. Point A is called the proportional limit, but limit of proportionality limit. Limit of proportionality. The proportionality limit is the greatest stress a material can sustain within the departure from a linear stress strain relation. এবার যদি অ্যাপ্লাইড ফোর্সটা রিমুভ করা হয়, ও থেকে এর ভেতরে যে কোনো পয়েন্টে যদি অ্যাপ্লাইড ফোর্সটা রিলিজ করা হয়, তাহলে পরে the wire regain its original length. The wire regain its original length within this region where Hooke's law is obeyed. The next region AB, here the Hooke's law is not obeyed because stress and strain are not directly proportional. This point B is called the elastic limit, and this AB region is called elastic region. Here Hooke's law is not obeyed. That means if the deforming force is removed, the curve does not trace the original path. If the deforming force is removed here, the curve does not follow the original path. If it is removed here, then it will follow this path. If it is removed here, it will follow this path. So there will be certain strain even if the stress is 0. There will be certain strain even when the stress is 0. That means there will be change in length though the stress or applied force is 0. So this region A to B is known as elastic region and B is known as the elastic limit. So this is the elastic limit. The portion of the graph between this region is called elastic region, and Hooke's law is not obeyed. Now, even if some load is applied beyond this point, there will be an increase in strain without even increase in stress. And the behavior is irregular because it is not a straight line. The point at which the wire yields to an applied stress and goes on increasing in length, even though the load is kept constant, then that point is called the yield point. So here C is the yield point, and this is the region where the material becomes plastic. No elastic property is observed here, the material becomes plastic. Now that means even when the wire is completely unloaded here, its length increases permanently by some amount. For example, if this region is reached, that means the yield point is reached, then even when the wire is unloaded, then it will not reach here, it will reach here. That means for zero stress, for zero force, there will be at least some value of strain. That means there will be at least some elongation in length. So the length of the wire will increase. So this region is the increase in length per unit original length. This region is called O dash is called permanent set. This region is called permanent set. So beyond the point C, the length of the wire starts increasing virtually for no increase in stress. Thus the wire begins to flow after the point A and continues up to the point D, which is known as breaking strength or breaking stress. This point is known as breaking stress or breaking strain. Here the strain is totally plastic. The material of the wire starts flowing like a viscous liquid. At the point C, the portion of the graph between the point C and D is known as plastic region. Finally, at the point D, the wire may break. So this is known as the breaking strain. The corresponding strain is known as breaking strain. Breaking strain or breaking strength. Now this plastic portion, the extension is not recoverable. So there will be a permanent deformation, but this deformation is not serious enough. But in practice, during construction of bridges or some even smaller materials, we must keep the stress below it is advised to keep the stress below the yield point. Now the next portion, that means beyond the point D. What happens beyond the point D? Now the material of the wire will break, which is the breaking strength of the breaking strain. Here, the material of the wire which breaks as soon as the stress is increased beyond the elastic limit are called brittle substances. Graphically search for materials, the portion of the graph between this region B2 is almost 0. So this part will vanish in case of brittle substances. So the elastic limit and the breaking point or the breaking stress will be very close to each other. Elastic limit and the breaking strength will be very close to each other. Now there is a safety factor, which is the ratio of breaking stress and working stress. While using a material, the working stress is always kept small because a fraction of the breaking stress, it should be kept small so that the safety factor has a large value. This factor should be large value. So to have this large value, the breaking stress must be small as compared to the working stress. So this is very important. Now from C to E it is known as, from C to D it is known as plastic region, and C is called the breaking stress.